Hey guys, welcome to TGS. Today we got this. This is the Mossberg MVP in its light chassis. Not usually my cup of tea, but actually, I quite like this one. So the MVP LC, the light chassis rifle, is kind of just a amalgamation of parts from other people, which is no bad thing at all. So the stock and grip are from Magpul, made in the USA. So you've got a collapsible stock, and that goes from particularly short, which actually kind of makes it quite nice for transport. Let's look at this from a stalking rifle perspective, or at least a foxing rifle. That's going to make it real easy just to carry, transport, stick it out the window. And you can have it nice and long for when you're shooting prone, or a bit short for you're shooting off of sticks. And that locks up just by pushing that in place, and that sort of gets rid of that horrible rattle. And all you have to do is press that, and you're ready to go again. A nice thing, I mean, Magpul is tried and tested, isn't it? So you don't really need too much explanation of that. What is cool, however, is that you can stick whatever stock you like on there. So if you want to upgrade, put something solid on there, put something more technical on there, put something carbon fibrous on there, that can be done, which is cool. And the same goes for the grip. As much as at the moment you just have a standard Magpul grip, you have your little Mars bar hole there, which, to be fair, actually is one of the reasons that I quite like chassis rifles, although the reasons are not many, is that you can chuck stuff in there. And for me, I quite like traveling light. I don't take a backpack or anything out stalking. Well, a Mars bar is a good idea. I mean, that's a bit tenuous, isn't it? To be fair, this rifle is designed more for range work than anything else. However, we're seeing more and more rifles like this being used by keepers and the like, and that is because of this, the chassis system. So this MDT, the Modular Driven Technology Light Sniper System, LSS, is what is attached. I think this as a separate unit with no bits attached is about 300 and odd quid. So it's not a cheap chassis, but it's just a very lightweight chassis. It's nothing too technical. It is quite smart in the fact that you are joined only by a V-shaped bedding and by the recoil lug. Obviously you can have these further bedded, but there's really no need with that metal to metal guaranteed contact. It's held in place by two big bolts. There is a litany of things that you can put on the front here, which is quite cool. So you can make it more, it sounds stupid, you can add a load of stuff to otherwise a very simple system if you feel the need, although the whole point in this rifle is simplicity. Your barrel is of course free floating, given the fact that this is a huge and generous carve out or cut out area. This rather fat barrel that does have a lovely little bit of fluting at the end is indeed free floating, sorry. So what's cool is this is in a 6.5 Creedmoor. That's a 20-inch barrel. The other calibers they do come in an 18.5 and an 18-inch barrel accordingly, just that little bit shorter. I'm getting a bit of my head of myself here, and that's why my head's not in order, but this is cool, and this goes for most of the MVP series, all the MVP series. It takes AR style mags. It's a PMag, I think, comes with a PMag 10. And, well, that's really handy. That means you're not stuck buying proprietary mags that they can charge what they like for. You can buy plastic, metal, whatever you like, and you can buy as big or as small as you like magazines as well, and that is quite nice. And that is secured in there actually really well, and it's released by a little button. So this can kind of tickle your AR thing without having a straight pull and sticking to a bolt action. The bolt action itself is based off the MVP design, which is a very uninteresting, or that's not unfair, isn't it? A nice, but not particularly overly exotic bolt action twin locking lug system. You have quite cool little design here that actually guarantees that it feeds every time out of pretty much any mag, so you won't have any feed issues. A little extractor, a little push plunger in there as well. All the bolts come fluted, or at least this bolt comes fluted, and it's literally my only downside for this rifle up until this point is that the fit and finish of the bolt is not particularly exotic. I think maybe that's asking too much because, you know, we all expect like hand polishing or something. The important parts of this bolt are well done. The fact that the face is machined off, as are the correct size of the lugs, it's okay. It's absolutely fine. The face and rears of the lugs are machined off. So, but the external area just perhaps isn't I don't know, maybe I'm just asking too much. It's rugged, it's certainly rugged, and you're not going to worry too much about anything else. It's not a high polished, high blued finish. This is a practical and working rifle, or at least a practical, abusable rifle. It's designed to live up to its look, unlike a lot of other chassis rifles that perhaps are designed to look very cool, but perhaps don't have the strength that you would require, or the abusability characteristics. That's the better word. They don't have the abusability characteristics of a military rifle, or a military-esque rifle. The bolt does not go in when the stock is closed. I know that's not that important. It is released by this little switch here, and the safety catch is where a safety catch should be. The trigger, this is quite cool, is a new trigger for Mossberg. You see that little lightning bolt in there? That is the LBA fully adjustable trigger. So I'll pull it left-handed. You take your take up out of it, and off it goes. It is a really half decent trigger. I think a lot of manufacturers are moving over to this twin blade type trigger because actually it allows you to pass American safety tests without having horrifically heavy triggers. And it's fully adjustable. Adjusts all the way from 2.5 to about 7.5 pounds. I'm not sure in what world somebody would turn that trigger up, and if someone can explain that to me, why they'd want it so heavy, well, let me know, and I'll happily be educated. On top, it comes with a Picatinny rail. That is also quite cool. There's a load of aftermarket rails available, but actually the machining on this rail is really nice. What is also cool, and I have to take the bolt back out just to show you, is although on this bolt you have these twin push lugs, because this is a 6.5 and that also goes for the 7.62, on the 223 it has a little drop down piece that helps you pick up ammo. Quite cool, never seen one in the flesh, but I am led to believe that they work quite well, although, well, yeah, it's new stuff. New stuff can be quite cool. In addition to that, actually, I forgot to say earlier, is the 223 comes in a 16-inch barrel, 16.25-inch barrel. So these guns are designed to be light, short, and compact, and as such do have a fully tapered varmint barrel with fluting on the front, which is actually quite smart. They're also threaded out the box, so if you're in England, you can stick a sound mod on there, and if you're in any other part of the world that is less easy to get a silencer, moderator, you can chuck a muzzle brake on it. So weight-wise, this actually is probably heavier than it looks. It weighs in at 7.75 pounds, so by the time you got it scoped and modded up, it's gonna actually be a fair chunk. However, if you put that next to a lot of the other chassis systems out there, it's relatively light. So the final thing I'm going to say is that this rifle retails for less than 1,100 quid, so it puts it as one of the most reasonably priced chassis rifles out there, and actually, spec-wise at least, it holds up. Great trigger, easily available mags, really nice chassis, stock, rail, the works. There's not a lot of bad you can say about it, to be honest. I actually quite like it. MVP stands for Mossberg Varmint Predator. I'm sure that was just using that as a play on word, and that's not actually what they meant it as. They meant it as this is the MVP, and I can kind of get behind it. I quite like it. I think value for money wise, it actually sits very well in that chassis rifle market. It's available in the most popular calibers, as I said, 308, 223 and 6.5 Creedmoor, all with appropriate barrel length and twist rate, something from 1 in 9 to 1 in 11. All very nicely finished and all with great results. I mean, they've been around for like 7 years now, the MVP rifle base. The barreled action is good and solid. I quite like it. I actually do like it, and I think it's because as much as it looks semi-tactical, it's not over the top. It's not trying to be anything other than basic, practical, and I think that achieves it very, very well. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care, goodbye, and hopefully we'll get to go out and have a go with this very soon.